Episode 6.
Crazy. Thanks if you've been listening. Thanks
Crazy.
if you've been
Say
supporting
that.
us. Crazy. It's crazy. Wait, one time my friend Sandra we were in an Uber and we were like wasted and it was so cold out and for some reason she kept being like, I'm freezing. And the Uber driver could not stop laughing. And
The Uber driver was laughing?
Oh, the Uber driver was
Amazing.
like dying laughing and every word.
That's amore.
That's freezing. And then we started every word that had an R in it. We just would be like, I'm freezing.
This week on Should We Leave? We go on a first date together.
Cute. And decide we should probably let you all in on us a bit more.
Luisa shares why she got into stand-up and her surprising villain origin story.
And Daniel explains his love for E.T. and also shares his coming out story. Plot twist, he was outed. And other plot twist, I cried when he told me. Stay tuned for that and much more Pink Couch discussion.
On part 1 of this Getting to Know Us episode of Should We Leave?
Enjoy. I was thinking that for this episode, I think people who have been listening thus far are probably friends, family, followers that already exist. Now that we're posting clips, I envision people finding it, wanting to give it a listen and being like, who are these people?
Right.
So we're going to do an episode of who are we?
Yeah, I was thinking that the other day too. I was like, we didn't really go into who we are.
Why should you be? I mean, you should be listening because we're funny, but
in the first episode, episode 0, whatever.
We did in episode 0.
Sort of, we talked about it, but literally what I was like, hi, I'm Daniel. That's all I said about who
you didn't
I
say anything. I didn't say anything either.
We weren't we talked about how we met, but
which is also interesting.
Yeah, but how should we start? How do
I'll
you tell someone who you are?
I'll do a quick elevator pitch on myself. My name is Luisa Lang. I'm from Boston. I went to school in Boston, moved to New York in 2016 and started doing stand-up. So I've been doing stand-up for 9 years. And where have I gotten? Nowhere. So, yeah, and I'm just a goofy girl who does social media for brands. I work for not for TikTok, but I make TikToks for brands. And that's the basics, right?
Right.
That's the elevator pitch, who literally are you?
Right. Okay, I'll do
and
the
I'm
same.
31 years old.
1993.
And I'm 19. Yeah,
and
90. I'm 93.
19.
I'm 1990.
Hello. My name is Daniel Head. And I used to get made fun of a lot for my last name.
I was wondering that, actually.
Yeah, people obviously
would snicker at it and be like,
just well, a lot of times people didn't want to believe that it was Head and thought it was Heed. I'm like, Head is head.
Yeah, there's no
There's
other.
no. When have you ever seen heed?
That's a weird.
Yeah, that happened a lot in classrooms.
That's weird.
No.
Say lange.
Lange.
That's not right.
Langy.
It's just lang.
Lang.
Yeah.
Head and lang.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's going to be our injury lawyer firm at one point. Head and lang.
Dun, dun.
Head and lang. Dun, dun. Injured?
For the people.
Yeah, exactly. Injured? Call Head and lang.
Should have left early.
Injured? Yeah, should have left early. Can't help you there.
Head and lang.
Head and lang.
In another life, or maybe still this life, I think I could be a voiceover artist. But
totally.
Let me go back to me.
Yes. Who are
I'm
you?
Daniel Head, not Heed. And I am 33 years old. I moved to New York in 2015 from Florida. I'm from Florida. I'm from Naples, Florida. I went to school at Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida, all over Florida, and moved here in 2015. I worked for a trend forecasting company at the time, which was in fashion and product. And I feel like you're interviewing me now that I'm talking about my work.
No,
but
you're fine.
I did
we have
that,
to know this.
and then I made a pivot and worked at MTV, and that's where we met.
And that's where we met.
And
We had so much fun there.
yeah,
just tore it to shreds.
Tore it to shreds. Literally one of the most fun jobs ever.
The most fun. If you want some detail, go back to episode 0, which was shot on a Nokia. But it has some funny stories in there about MTV. But we had so much fun.
Literally so much fun. And if anything came out of it, we met each other.
Bing!
And yeah, I do kind of strategy and social media.
Yeah, you're a really good
job.
editor.
And I used to do video editing like almost full time.
Yeah.
And video production. And
like you're a legit editor. I can edit. I'm not an editor, you know?
I like editing, but then I don't like it at the same time.
I do too. I think there's a lot of comedy in editing.
Oh yeah, sometimes the whole bit is
sometimes
made in
the
editing.
whole thing is
like maybe some of our things that you've seen weren't funny in the moment, but
yeah, I do like editing. I think it's a fun way to be creative and and we were just talking about this before. Like if we're ever to get an editor one day to do this for us, we need to trust them comedically the way we trust ourselves.
It's definitely a skill, and it's more than just cutting, trimming.
Oh yeah,
and
it's not
audio.
That at all. There's like, well, it's what's interesting. It's
People
similar,
win Oscars for editing.
You know what's interesting is it's similar to stand up because the cadence, the way you say something, the way you deliver something, the way like there's a lot of comedy in not just the words you're saying. Like if you read the joke, it could be funny, but it's like timing, it's inflection, it's like noise, it's yeah. But someday we're gonna be in the market for an editor. So if you think you're up for the challenge,
send your reel to us now.
Send your resume.
Yeah. So, I mean, I want to like talk more about. I guess I want to say more about like me without tying it to a career.
Yeah, like
because we're not just like our jobs.
I know, but I can't think of one
that's
other.
Like the easy thing you talk to. Like if we were on a first date, like that's kind of what you would talk. You would talk
this
about.
This episode is us on like a first date.
Yeah. And
what makes you? I'm like, what makes you you?
What makes you tick?
What makes you tick?
No. Oh my God, I can't stand those. I can't stand those questions.
Yeah, same.
So what else about me? This could go a
have
lot
you
of
always
ways.
have you
now, why don't you ask me a
always
question?
Yeah, I'll ask you questions. Have you always do you feel that you've always been funny?
I don't know.
Do you not think that you're funny?
I don't know. I think that I'm funny when I'm with you.
No, you have to be fun. What if that's true? What if like, because I wouldn't know. I'm never, imagine like you're actually completely different when I'm not here. You're like the worst.
Yeah, what if you?
No, you definitely, like, okay, Daniel, you're something I've been wanting to bring up that we haven't brought up is your ET videos from Halloween this year. Like, you're lying. Like, you're so funny.
Wait, that is funny.
That is so funny.
Okay, let me tell you about that.
Go into it. Get into it. That was like, I was watching that just being like, this person it's so like, we are friends for a reason.
I'm happy that you said that. That is, okay.
It was so funny. It was Halloween this year.
Okay, Halloween last year.
Oh.
It's 2025.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Oh, wait, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking school year.
Okay.
This school year.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Halloween of 2024. Halloween 2 years ago, I saw someone at this Halloween party that we were at, and it was a couple. And they did Beauty and the Beast, except for the guy was Belle and the girl was the Beast. And I was like,
I like that.
Fucking crushed it. Like,
that's cool.
She custom made these costumes. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, next year, I'm going to think of something so cool, funny. And
when you do Halloween, when you anyone does Halloween right, it can be the best, funniest thing you've ever done.
Right. And I never really have done it big. And I don't even know if I would consider E.T. big.
That was big, I would say.
But I was just like thinking of couple costumes.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do it with Stevie. And it had to like make sense. We've already done like Buzz Lightyear and Woody. And then 2023, we were a dinosaur and Professor.
Like literally picturing the videos in my head. It's like, kiss me, kiss me. Oh my God.
I was like, I want to be E.T. And it was so funny because like Heidi Klum,
Heidi Klum.
and Janelle Monáe were ET.
Yeah.
But I posted my video first. So
you were first.
they
Heidi Klum
technically
actually saw your video.
and they copied off of me.
Yeah.
But that is so funny. I was looking around and I was like, I'm gonna be ET when ET dresses up from all the clothes in the closet, like ET in drag. I was
Because
like,
you also love ET, right?
I love ET. I have an ET tattoo.
Cute. Yeah. That's something about you.
Yeah.
You love
Oh my
ET.
God, this is we're getting into it.
You're getting into it, yeah.
I do love ET, and before I get into the reason why, oh my God, so I was thinking of a couple costume, and then I was like, it would be so funny if I could be ET. But first of all, that feels like so out there. Like, how am I going to do ET's
It's like
face?
you need prosthetics. Like, how the hell do you do that?
How am I going to do that?
Yeah.
So then I was just like digging around, like realistic ET mask. Like, you should
Yeah,
see my
yeah,
search history, like trying to find something that, and it just really didn't exist. Except then so as I was searching that, then of course I'm on Instagram and I get an ad for an ET mask.
You just have to like whisper
And it
into your
looked
phone what you want.
so real. And I was like, okay, how much is this thing gonna be? It's probably like
How
$400 or
much was it?
$500. It was $40.
No way.
I still have it. Should I wear it for one
it's
episode?
literally like movie quality.
Movie quality. So I put that thing on and I was like, this is hysterical.
It's
and then
so
I just
funny.
like bought all of these things from Amazon to like make the costume he was
Perfect in drag.
Technically the title of that is E.T. in disguise, because I was searching E.T. in drag, and anyway.
It wasn't necessarily drag.
Right. Whatever. And then I was like, how do I incorporate Stevie into this? Stevie's gonna be Elliot, obviously, and with the red hood, the classic red hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And while those outfits are from two different scenes, it is still
We get it. Like, we
everyone
understand.
Got it, but
yeah.
I had so much fun. The sad thing is I didn't wear that out. We had plans to go out, and then the plans fell through.
Oh,
And
like you didn't even go out.
no, I was just in my room making that content because I was
okay, I
like,
thought-
somebody's going to see this
Got
fucking
it.
costume.
Okay, I thought you went out and changed, and I was like, why would you do that?
No. In my bedroom is the
Okay.
only room that saw that costume.
Okay, so funny
Except
though.
for, I was like, okay, I already have this stuff, and I'm like really bummed that we can't go out anymore. But
It was like videos of you being like, with the big. Didn't you have the
Oh.
big ET hands?
okay,
too?
so those are actually like Slender Man hand gloves, and if you know Slender Man, I'm not really.
We're
up
not
to
familiar
speed.
with his work.
But I was like, I had to find the ET hand, and then I got like little finger lights from the rave gloves.
Oh.
And I took one out and I put it inside of the
Because
glove.
it looked exactly like it.
so it looked like it was glowing.
So good and so funny.
So I love ET, and that's a little bit about me. Like, I love that like era of movies and anything Steven Spielberg and Jurassic Park and
Yeah.
all that stuff. I have such a nostalgia for that kind of stuff. For the longest time I wanted to be a filmmaker.
I didn't know that.
I went to school for media production, and so like the
Okay.
goal was to get into a film school,
Yeah.
and do film school and like make movies. I don't know if that's something that I still want to do, but I just love that, the whole like this is a fucking Universal
oh yeah,
Studios fucking
an
blanket.
ET blanket.
ET is on this. Here, look, see? And you probably saw this in a previous episode, but I'm gonna wear it now.
Yeah,
but,
why don't you throw it on?
anything Universal Studios, and it just has a lot to do with like going to these parks. I'm from Florida.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like going to these theme parks,
Mm-hmm.
growing up with my mom and my brothers and my dad, and seeing this logo and hearing that.
It's like comforting. Something
Yeah.
about it. For me, it's not with Universal, but it's with like Disney movies and animated movies, and
Mm-hmm.
like I'm a very nostalgic person to a
We are-
to a fault.
But we're very much alike in that sense.
Yeah, like I can't let go of. I'm like I always miss what I used to have.
Right.
To the point where it's like I almost never enjoy what's happening now because I'm always like I wish that I had this or I'm bad with change. I don't like change because if I move to a new apartment, I miss my old apartment. Everything was
Right.
so good when I lived there. But yeah, so I'm bad at letting things go.
Coming back to these, it's like you have that and it brings all those memories back, or just
So
like
comforting.
when you we talked about Harry Potter a couple of episodes ago. That music when it starts
So
playing,
cozy.
and I just watched this documentary. I told you to watch
Oh,
it.
yes,
but you
I need to
haven't
watch
watched
that.
It. But it's the John Williams, the music of John Williams, and it's like a documentary about how he's like written the soundtrack to all of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
E.T., Jaws, Harry Potter. What
Wow,
else?
what a
Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like missing a million.
Well, those are humongous franchises.
Indiana Jones. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy. And yeah.
You know what? I watched a cool documentary about the making of Frozen.
Oh,
and
the series?
Frozen 2, yeah. And it's really interesting to see how they
watched
made
it
that
too.
music too.
I cried in that.
I didn't finish it.
I watched the whole thing in one day during COVID.
I need to. Oh wait, did you tell me to? No, I think my sister told me to watch it.
It's so good and it's so sweet.
But it was so good.
I love Disney as well. I think I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse beanie right now, and
You are.
that's the same sort
You
of.
are indeed.
That I think you could consider me a Disney adult.
Yeah, and that's okay because I feel like we had this conversation where you were like, I am who I am, and
Yeah, f-
you.
Yeah,
Like, whatever. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand people who want to like yuck someone else's yum.
Yeah.
Like, why does it matter that I like going to Disney World?
Wait, I saw a meme once that was like, making fun of someone is so weird. Like, why are you mad that I'm ugly?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah. Like,
why are you bothered that I'm ugly?
There's this other meme. It's like, why are you as a man doing that? Like, but it would just be the most funny things. Like when you start thinking about it, it's funny. Like, why are you as a man taking a shower? Like,
Wait.
that is so
Yeah.
like not manly.
It's
of
almost
you.
like the ick. Like
Yeah.
my work friend said that she took an edible last week and started dying because she's watching a movie where a guy's going down an escalator, and she's like, going down an escalator is so embarrassing.
Yeah, like why the things that you can get an ick from, like why are you as a man like drinking out of a straw?
Yeah, it's like you can't get away with anything. It's all gross. It's all about like treading water. Don't even. Why as a man are you treading water?
Why are you
That's disgusting.
why are you as a man sleeping on a pillow? Like
Like you can't just lay your head on a rock.
yeah. Go outside and lay in the ground.
Yeah, go build a hut.
Yeah,
go
get
build a
outta
pillow.
here. Get out of town.
Go build a cave and sleep in that.
Please.
Yeah.
Leave us alone. I think as I'm like getting older, it's just like I kind of used to be a little bit embarrassed about like I love like going to amusement parks and ET phone home and oh boy, like Mickey
But it's
Mouse. Like,
such a fun part of you, actually, I think. Like you going to Disney World and like getting that fucking like limo to drive you around and just dressed up. Like it's actually really funny. And
I think it's funny.
No, it's really funny.
And I feel ridiculous, but I'm just also
But
I
love to feel ridiculous.
This is fun.
Yes.
I'm having a good time. Anyway, it's
Yeah, I
really
love
fun.
that. You don't have to. I feel like you have to defend it, and you don't.
Sometimes I feel like I do.
Yeah.
Because like there
You're
are
like, I like Disney, but I'm not like
Yeah.
a fucking. It's fine, you know. I
I'm
think
also
that we
cool.
as a society, and I'm guilty of it too. I'll be like Disney at all. I think we as a
there are
society
some.
need to let. Well, there are some. There are some that are another level.
There's
but I
different
think
levels.
you're not like creepy crazy. Like
Kooky
you're not
cocky.
kooky Kalani. Like
Kooky 1-800
Kiki my Kiku.
Kiki my cuckoo.
1-800
We are kind of crazy
Kiki
though.
my Kiku.
Leapity boo.
But in like almost a different way.
boo.
1-800 bippity kikity kookity koo.
Screet.
Oh, we as a society need to stop picking on Disney adults. It's like, let's move on. Let's find someone else to make fun of. I'm not saying we should like stop making fun of people. I'm saying like, let's give Disney adults a break.
Yeah.
Let them have it. Be you.
I just think
it
comes down to like if someone's having a good time and having fun and not hurting anyone or being weird.
Yeah. Why are you mad about
like,
it?
yeah, why are you mad about it? Get a life.
We're like yelling at. We're like, go away.
Go have fun doing what you like to do, and I'm gonna sit here doing what I like to do, and just leave me alone.
Us trying to gain an audience. We're being like, just get the out of here.
Stop. Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Screet.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. What were you like as a little kid?
I don't. I was okay.
Well, okay,
Like what age?
I guess just like
Because I went through some phases.
yeah, like what phase? Like were you
cool kid,
emo
bitch,
in like
huge.
high school? I mean, we've all been huge. Who hasn't had a huge phase? Emo, huge.
I feel like I was a little bit of everything. I feel like I had. It's not a phase, Mom. I went through a lot of those, but I
Like angsty.
Oh yeah, always angsty.
Yeah.
My dad is a pastor or was a pastor.
Okay.
at a big church in Naples, Florida. And so I was the pastor's kid.
Right.
So like,
Which is like an identity, it feels.
yeah, like it's an identity that you're given.
Yeah.
It's not something like, and so like you kind
Yeah.
of like try to do your own thing with it. And it's like, if you do one wrong thing, it's like you have all these eyes on you.
That
It
is
was
crazy.
It was like this mega church, like thousands and thousands of members.
Yeah.
Like huge.
And you're like royalty.
Well, not royalty,
Not royalty,
but
but,
like
like-
everyone knows who you are.
Yes.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
your last name. Everyone knows that's
Weird.
yeah. So I was very like well behaved, I think, for the majority of my adolescence. And then like when I got to high school, I started definitely pushing the boundaries a little bit
Yeah.
more, but not in the sense of like alcohol and drugs or anything like that. It was more of just like, how annoying can I be?
Yes.
How much can I get away with?
Okay, yeah.
In the sense of like just being a little dick to like teachers and like, but also at the same
You're
time,
like a
like
class clown.
I was class president.
What?
I did all the sports. I played on.
What sports?
I was in track. I was in soccer. I was on cross country. I was in football team.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't do basketball or volleyball,
I
but
played basketball. I was like not good at any sports.
here's the kicker to all that. I went to a teeny
Like
school, like
teeny,
nobody.
panini.
So it's kind of like you were just on the team.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There wasn't like a lot of competition.
Zero.
Like if you didn't have to try out, you just
They
signed
wanted you
up.
to be on the team.
Right. You
like
didn't try
you were
out.
the only other boy. You need to be on the
You
team.
signed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
College was when it really went like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just life. That's when I like. Oh my God, we could really talk about college.
Is that when you came out?
Yeah, so I actually was outed. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever told you this. So
That's so bad.
this is like a very interesting time, or like
You don't have to talk about it. if you
no,
don't want
I'm
to.
happy to talk about it.
Yeah.
Very tumultuous time in my life. This was in I think this was God, I don't know the year, but it was close to after when my mom died. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole other episode.
That's a whole other.
But yeah, so I had a Tumblr, and at the time I was dating this guy, or I met this guy off of Tumblr that
Okay.
went to FSU.
Which is a huge school, right?
It's a huge state school, like
Huge
a
state
bajillion kids.
Yeah.
But like we connected on there, and so we like met in real life, and then we started dating, and this was like my very first boyfriend. Like I don't even think that I would consider myself out, and it was like secret, and it was
What's crazy about it is like you were in college
yeah,
and experiencing like the first
yeah,
these like little things that you hadn't been able to, you know?
right. No,
You hadn't
because
felt
like,
like you could.
oh, I mean, also like my dad's a pastor, so it's like
Right.
that stuff was not allowed, zero tolerance.
That's crazy
For any of
to
that.
think about.
So there's a picture of us kissing on our on this Tumblr that I ran.
Yeah.
And somebody sent that picture to my dad and was like, express concern and like, please. And so like, then just the
I'm clutching my pearls right now.
hit the fan.
Wow. It's like so unfair that like you have to come out and deal with that shit. And I just got to be like, Titu, like I like boys. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's fucked up that so many of my friends are gay and they have these like traumatizing backgrounds, like
Right.
life stories of having to, it's like, I feel so bad. It's fucked up.
It's like, it was really fucked up.
That's
And
like, yeah, you should not have had to go through that.
Yeah. And it very altered the course that I was on.
100%, I'm sure.
We'll skip over some details, but
Yeah.
then I'm out. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, what's that saying? Throwing dust to the wind, or what is that saying?
Oh, throwing caution to the wind?
Throwing caution to the wind. I was
Very out.
shaking my tits.
Yeah, as you should
And
be,
I was
though.
having the best time. And like the last 2 years of college were so good for me. Like in the sense of like I made some lifelong friends. I was just fully coming into my own. And I don't think I fully come to my own until I moved to New York.
Yeah.
But it just was such a like I really treasure those last years, and that would
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have ever happened if it wasn't kickstarted, and I'm
Yeah.
not like giving credit to that person.
It shouldn't have happened that way.
It shouldn't have happened that way. It should have been something that was under my control.
Yes.
But life isn't under in
Yeah.
our control, and yeah, just wild. So like that was how I came out, I guess, and
Yeah.
then I proceeded to like I had to like tell people.
Like you had to address the rumors.
Yeah, it's like
You had to address the allegations.
yeah, I had to address the allegation. Fucking notes app apology.
Yeah,
post.
exactly. Like, I'm sorry for being gay. Like,
sorry for being gay. Oh my God, that was like right when Instagram started too. Like
yeah,
crazy. But
with like all the ugly filters and stuff.
everything was like Nashville.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Nashville. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so yeah, that's a whole story.
It's just like, okay, I just feel like with my gay friends who were closeted for so long, I think about like having to hide that, like your whole, that changes. That's a huge thing.
I was trying so hard to not believe it. Like there were,
Yeah.
I would like pray to like it not be true. Like
Yeah.
take this feeling away, and like it just didn't go away. Like in the same sense,
Wait, I'm like crying
Don't
for you.
cry.
Sorry.
in the same sense that you just know that you're attracted to men.
Yeah.
that's how I felt too.
Yeah.
Don't cry.
Sorry,
I
I'm
love
sorry.
you. No, it's okay.
It's like sad. It's not fair.
It just was like
okay.
I
I'm
didn't. Yeah, I just didn't know what to do with those feelings.
So
and it was
unfair,
like a
yeah.
lot of like internalized trauma and homophobia and
Yeah.
all these things. And it's something that ultimately after my mom died, I was technically put into therapy because I was young and a fresh new student
Yeah.
in college. And then that's one of the hugest things I got out of that being in therapy during that time was my therapist looked me dead in the face and she was like, "It is okay to be gay."
Literally, someone needed to tell you that.
And I was like, and she helped me realize that I was gay because
Yeah.
I remembered I would talk to her about like, I don't know why I'm having these feelings toward these
Yeah,
men.
but
like,
what a
maybe it's because I
crazy
want to
thing.
like look like them. Like, yeah.
What a crazy thing to be battling though, your whole adolescence when like I was just literally like screet, like I
Yeah.
was just like screet, poo, poo, poo. Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's so
and you
fucking
don't
unfair.
and you don't talk about it with anybody.
No, and you don't choose what's happened, like what it is. But I just think like feels so unfair that like my lived experience was that I was born and I just like was what I was supposed to be, and I
Right.
just
Yeah.
screeted through life. I know it's like being gay is not a big deal. Like it's not a big deal. Everyone's gay now, whatever. But like that must have really affected your whole life and who you are as a person. And
Yeah.
like I hid a tattoo from my parents for like a week, and I was like, I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah.
Let alone like hiding who you are.
Yeah. But the
I
thing
don't know.
is you don't really know who you are too at the same time. So it's like this whole it's a confusing mess, and every gay person has this story.
Right.
And it's like there's no story of when you came out as straight, you know?
Exactly. That's
So,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
that's what
No
you're
one ever
getting.
asked me.
But that's just how this society is set up
I know,
at
but
this
I
point.
hate that.
It's just not fair.
At a certain point, we should ask. At a certain age, we should ask.
Are you
people,
straight?
What are you? Are you straight? Are you
Yeah.
gay? Are
I
you
mean,
G? Are you B?
yeah.
Are you S? Like, I hope that the future will be more like that, though.
I hope so. Then I moved to New York City
And tore it up.
tore it up and was just being in your early 20s
So fun.
and New York City and like
What a place to be too for like being in that phase of being like, I
Right.
want to be exactly who I am.
you really figure out exactly who you just said it. You figure out exactly who you are, and it's an ongoing process. And I feel like just in the past year or two, not complete, but like, what's the word? I don't know. Did I write this down? Enlightened.
You feel like full.
Anyway, yeah.
don't know.
But I've lived in New York 10 years this year.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
2025. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's going to be 9 years for me then.
And that's like so wild. And that was like, they say like once you live in New York 10
Mm-hmm.
years, you can officially call yourself a New Yorker. And like, I don't know if people still subscribe to that, but it is a milestone.
Totally.
Like I'm
I never thought it was
33.
going to be. Well, I not never
It's a
thought,
third
but
of my life.
yeah, when I was like first thinking of moving to New York, I never pictured. Sorry, growing up, I never pictured that like I would live in New York and stay in New York for this long. But I can't quit this city.
Yeah. And like, I love New York City. And when people would ask me and I'll ask you this too, and where else would you go?
Right.
A lot of the industry that I could be in is on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And then, and then that's about it. It's like, New York is such a unique place where it just is. There's no other city like it in the country.
I love it so much. My only thing is just I want to be closer to my family. And I am close. I'm from Boston, so I'm not far, but like I just really want to be able to like go over for dinner and then go home, like that. So where would I go besides New York would probably be Boston.
That's very interesting because like I don't have that desire. And I think it's because of that trauma with my dad so early on. Like our relationship really cracked when I was outed, and it was that way for a long time. And now my dad and I are very close, and I love him so, so dearly. But it did take a long time for us to get back to that point.
Yeah, because there was a lot that happened in between.
Right, and I was essentially like on my own for a while, and like it just wasn't like it wasn't. It's not what you imagine, and my mom wasn't here. And then it's just, there's all these things going on. And so it's like, but they say time heals all wounds. And like a lot of that is true, but it also does take like effort on both parties.
Totally.
Parts. And it, I love my dad very much. And I feel like I have such a good relationship with him now. And I truly look forward to going home
but you don't
for the holidays.
The same way where I feel so attached to my family. Like
I think it's because I did have a disconnect for a long time.
Well, it's like we were talking about
but I miss
2
them.
weeks ago.
Like I want to go home.
Yeah.
But
2 weeks ago we were talking about how when I was like, oh, I should start therapy, we were saying that like your traumas affect why you're reacting to something a certain way, why you're doing this, why you're doing that. It literally affects like for you, like what city you're in. You're not going to be like, you don't feel a pull to go back to Florida.
No, and
whereas
my dad's
someone
not in
else
Florida
might
anymore,
like, or Georgia.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just so interesting. I don't know.
That's what makes the world go round.
That's what makes us all different, baby.
Tell me a little bit more about you.
Okay, I just like cried on the podcast. Sorry.
I cried last episode.
That's true.
What were you like as a kid?
I was like
demon.
Like I was always I think I was like always funny. Not to be like, it's like weird to say that you're funny, but like I think I was always funny. Like I was always making myself laugh, and I was always.
And that's all that.
That's literally all that matters. I am the funniest person that I know, besides my sister. No, when I was little, I was like really chunky. I was always like, I was never like a fat kid, but I was always like bigger than everyone else. Like
you were
bigger than my
and
friends.
Mid.
Like I was chubby and mid. I had, okay, this is interesting.
I had to stop saying that.
I think there's like a reason, but okay. I was like a little bit chunky. I was born with my ears folded completely forward.
Okay.
So when I was born, the doctors were like, something's like wrong with your baby's ears.
Something is wrong.
Like something's wrong. And so my
I'm
parents
imagining the opening scene of
taped
Wicked.
my ears back. Yeah, exactly. Taping my ears back with Scotch tape for like a year instead of doing surgery, which would have been like an easy thing.
I'm sorry for laughing.
No, it's okay. It's funny. My parents were like, we don't want to do surgery on our baby, so we'll just like let her be ugly, like, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so I lived with like really big, like kids would call me Dumbo, and I was like, I don't know if it's because I'm like chubby or because of my ears or both. Like, what is it, you know?
Uh-huh.
But I think that it made me like funny. I think it literally made me who I am. And I think that for me, like I never felt, even in elementary school, like I never felt like hot or like pretty, like a girl that the boys would like have a crush on. I just wasn't that. And like, that was fine because what I did have, like my currency in life has been like being funny for me. Like, yes, I might not be like the smallest girl in this class, but like I'm funny and like I can make this whole room laugh.
Yeah.
And like that's just to me been like that's like my currency in life, you know? And then that's why I get along with so many of my friends that I like with hard were like, yeah, I was a fat kid. That shit makes you funny. But I was just a weirdo. I was doing weird.
So, yeah.
Weird. Same, honestly, the same as I am now. Like probably saying "screet" to my mom. Like, yeah.
What's your mom's name?
Christine.
Christine. Can you do an impression of your mom?
Oh my God, my mom knows so many like dead Italians, like dead old Italians. She'll be like,
"Are you Italian?"
On my mom's side, like very, very,
okay,
100% from Italy, from Naples, like the whole thing. My grandfather like is 100 years old.
Oh.
And he can't hear anything, but he pretends it's because there's a language barrier.
Okay.
Like it's like that level of Italian. So yeah, my mom will just go on these rants about like who are these people? I almost like don't know if I can say it because they're real names. Like whenever I post these videos, my mom is like, that's like our cousin who like jumped off of a roof and died, like who got in a motorcycle accident. And I'm like, oh, I literally think she's joking. She'll be like, poor Barbara Mazzocchi. She had a plate in her head. And then she'll be like,
I need to meet your mom.
She's so funny. And she's like, well, both my parents are funny too, like in different ways. So I don't know who I'm more similar to, but they're both really funny. But my mom just like, yeah, when she's around her one sister, she has 3 sisters, but when her and one of them will like, their accent comes out when they're around each other. Their like Boston accent comes out. And like, they're talking about like, oh, was he the one who owned the Necco wafer factory? Like random, like the most bing, bing. What are you talking about? She'll be like, oh, this relative came and jumped off a bridge because he got away with murder because he hit someone in a motorcycle. And then she had a plate in her head. And like, it just...
all over the place.
And the names are just so funny.
I can't.
They're so Italian. Like, I wish I could even... like, she's planning my sister's wedding. And she's like, we'll put the Vitaglianos next to the Vidiellos next to the... She's very funny.
She's an Italian mom.
Yeah, she's really funny.
Is your dad Italian too?
No, my dad's from Texas. So he's like Southern. He's like white, American, good old.
I don't know. I don't know if I've even seen a picture of your mom before.
I can find one.
I want to look. I want to say what's her name again?
Christine.
Christine.
She goes by Chris, kind of. Or Tina. It's weird.
I have a funny thing about your dad.
Okay. Oh, the watering.
That sends me.
I know. People love that.
I think it was during COVID or something. We're talking about COVID a lot, but I think during you were at home a lot.
Because I was at home a lot.
You would video your dad watering the concrete.
My dad can't sit still for 1 second. They have a beautiful house on the Cape and they won't enjoy it because they're always pruning my mom's like, I have to prune and then she gets poison ivy and she's like, I should have never done that. And we're like, like
sit down.
They can't relax. Like neither of my parents can relax. But my dad will like get the hose and water like the ground. And I got so much footage of him doing it on different days of just watering the ground. Not the ground as in the grass and the dirt, as in the concrete around the pool.
Around the pool.
Yeah. So I don't know. They're both very funny. But I was always just like weird. I was always weird. And I always liked that about myself. Mm-hmm. Like no matter what I looked like because obviously I'm not sitting here being like, I'm so ugly. Like I just was not like a super cute kid.
Right.
Whatever, though. I was funny and I just like had a lot of fun and I just bopped around.
But when did you get your ears fixed?
So I got my ears fixed like too late, honestly. I got them done like junior year of high school.
Okay.
So I just like got plastic surgery. Yeah.
What did they do?
So they cut out.
I'm trying to imagine your ears before. Were they just like
literally this?
And they would stick out your hair
like 2 cones like this, but I was really good at hiding them because I would do that and you wouldn't see them. But then there's a few pictures of me like playing basketball and my hair's up and it's like it's like she's gonna fly away. Like they were really big and it's just funny that I meet people now in my life and they have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's called, you know how a nose job is called rhinoplasty? Mm-hmm. It's called autoplasty. So it's like a nose job for your ears, which was always like weird for me. I was like, this is so weird. I'm getting like plastic surgery. But it's a surgery that like a lot of kids get. But that's the thing is most parents will intervene and have their kids get it when they're like 5.
Right.
My mom was like, she's going to be so funny
Yeah.
if we do this when she's 30.
We should keep her ears like this.
Keep them. So no, but actually my mom feels really bad about it because I guess one day I like don't even remember this, but I guess one day I came home and I was like, I wish that my like ears didn't stick out so much. I hate that like people make fun of it.
They didn't even tell you that there was an option to get them back. You just lived with it.
No, yeah, I didn't think there was an option. What do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know you could change your face. So my mom thought I was going through life just totally fine. She's like, if she's upset about it, she'll probably say something, right? And I thought,
internalizing it all.
what am I going to say? Daddy, I want new ears. Like, what?
Can I have a Diet Coke?
Yeah. So I just like casually said something and my mom was like, oh my God. She's like, we should have done it
My daughter.
years ago. Like she feels so bad. And she's like, we're going right. She's like, get in the hospital. We're going to the hospital.
Now.
So she did it right away. She like paid for it. It was great. Like I'm a very lucky person in general. Just
Did you have to wear like?
Yes, I had to wear like bandages, like a bandage around my head for a long time.
This was junior in high school.
Maybe sophomore.
Okay.
But it was like during lacrosse season and I had to like sit out because I had my head cut
You had
into.
your autoplasty.
They like cut into your cartilage and then they sew it back. So I actually have permanent stitches behind my ears. So when I get my hair washed, like if I go to a new hairdresser, I have to be like, hey, like when you're washing because my biggest fear is one day them just being like, boing, and then everything that I've worked for is gone.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. I don't know. I
I
forget.
have to get used to that because I feel like I am going to get a facelift at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to get whatever Demi Moore had.
She looks incredible.
Yeah. I just have to be ready for that. So I need to get like, it gives me the ick thinking about like stitches behind your ears.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what people do.
Yeah. I don't even I never think about my ears. Like I forget and then I think about it and it's so funny to me.
When you're telling like your backstory.
Yeah. Like that's my villain origin story ultimately.
Yeah, definitely. Like Penguin.
Which is feeling a little like, but I always had like a ton of friends and I was always like making everyone laugh. It was just like, I wasn't like, I don't know.
You weren't
I was
the
goofy.
popular
I was
girl.
goofy looking.
Right. So is that, you went to Boston College?
And then I went to BC. Well, I went, high school in Boston, went to BC, loved it, was so weird, found the weirdest people that are my best friends now. Like, I think going to college is so nice because for me, like, we had never moved around. I was born in the same house my parents live in right now. So.
The one on the Cape still?
No, in Wellesley, Massachusetts.
Got it. Oh, yeah.
So that's also part of the lore is Daniel thinks I'm from Cape Cod, but I'm not.
She's always going to the Cape.
I am always there though.
And she'll just drive to the Cape, and I'm like, oh, you're at the Cape again? We can't hang out? Because before we started this podcast, there was many times where I was like, this would be a good weekend. And she's either at a wedding or at the Cape.
Well, it's the goddamn weddings. No more weddings.
Do you think you got them out of your system?
I have one next weekend, but after that.
Where? The Cape?
Naples.
Florida.
That's
where I'm from.
I know.
I'm not
Full circle moment.
wasn't born there, but I grew up there.
Right. But anyways, so I went to BC and I really I started studying sociology and I got really into like gender and race studies and like I loved that. And I was like, I think I want to go to law school. And do something with social justice. Like I want to fix
you have
the
that
prison
bone
system. Like I want to rehabilitate people that were like previously incarcerated so that they don't end up back in jail. Like, I wanted to like do that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then I took the LSAT.
Oh.
Did pretty well.
Smart.
And then my ex-boyfriend at the time, he's still my ex-boyfriend. Sorry. My ex-boyfriend at the time. No, he posted that he got an internship at Jimmy Fallon and I was like, ain't no fucking way. No way is this kid gonna do like something that I dream of. Like I'm funnier and smarter.
Listen, that is like it's another moment where someone did us wrong that pivoted our course.
Literally, it pivoted. It was a Facebook status because it was Facebook back in the day. We were still using it. That was the main thing. He posted like, so excited to say that I am going to be working for Jimmy Fallon. I remember where I was sitting. I was on the floor of the common room and I saw it and I go, no. If you're going to work for Jimmy Fallon, if you can do that, I can do that. And that was my real dream. Like, yes, I do want to help people. And I think being a lawyer and doing social, like I still have that in me and I still really want that, but it wasn't my like dream. And then I saw that he was like kind of getting a little piece of that. And I was like, no, if you can do it, I can do it. And that's when I was like, I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to do comedy. I'm really going to see if I can do this. And I'll try to also keep like a big part of who I am is like the sociology stuff and like you can incorporate that into your comedy and into who you are.
Yeah, and how you live your life.
Yeah, so I really pivoted.
Yeah, you definitely do that.
I really pivoted.
So do you attest all of that to your ex?
Honestly, like, I don't know because...
Don't give him that.
Would something else have happened, though, down the road that would have made me say, no, it's not law school, it's...
Wow, the fork in the road was maybe that Facebook status.
It really was. It was law school.
Or Jimmy
Fallon.
Fallon.
And then I never even thought about... I never even
it opened
entertained.
It opened up your eyes to other
to the possibility of that. I never ever would have dreamt I could just be funny and be creative and
that's
write.
Happened a lot to me too. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
cool.
Really crazy. Like that. It was scary, and I had never thought about it. And yeah, that Facebook status. I just remember it was like a switch flipped. There was no like, should I? I saw it and I go, nope, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
New York.
I'm going to New York.
Cool.
Which is funny because
that's like
also
a cool story.
Yeah, I've never really told that story actually.
That's cool.
But it's funny when I got my ears pinned back, they did like the anesthesia, obviously, and my mom was there and I was there, but I was not there because I was like loopy. And my mom said they were wheeling me into the surgery room and I was going, sayonara, see you in New York.
I love that. That's so cute.
And here I am in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom always laughed about it. Like, maybe I just knew.
Yeah.
In my loopy state, I literally the nurses apparently were like laughing at me. I was just saying, sayonara, see you in New York.
New York.
Yeah, and here we are.
Well, we're both in New York.
That's me.
That's a part of you.
Part of me.
We could have so many other episodes. We will.
Well, we will. This is just like,
just like a little, just like a brief.
Like a brief. We're not going to cover everything right now.
I know, because I'm over here having anxiety. Like, wait, I need to tell more. I need to
tell
no. The rest. Like,
you just went
people need to know
deep.
More, like, about this and like.
No. You just went deep. I think it's just you want to know.
What else do you
who
want to
the
know?
People you're like we want you guys to feel like you know it. Like I want it to feel. My favorite thing about podcasts is feeling like you're just sitting in the room laughing with two friends.
Yeah, that's the whole
And
point.
my mom was listening to me edit, and she was like, my mom loves it, by the way.
Oh, amazing.
She's like, it feels like you're just sitting with your two friends laughing on the couch. And I go, exactly.